Two Israeli soldiers await sentencing after being convicted of using a Palestinian child as a human shield during the Gaza war. Israel reinforced a ban on involving citizens 5 years ago, but as Paula Slier reports, Palestinians believe troops continue to risk innocent lives in war maneuvers.
Majid Rabba was just 9 years old when soldiers grabbed him and made him check for bombs.
I was just sitting here. Israeli soldiers took me over there. There were 2 bags and they told me to open them, but I didn't know how to do it.
He was terrified of the abandoned briefcases, which the soldiers thought could be booby-trapped, and his frightened family forced to watch.
One of them put his hand on my son's shoulder and made him go into the toilet cubicle. I heard a few shots fired soon afterwards. I felt like I was dying. My little daughter, who was with me, kept saying, "They killed him."
And yet, it was 5 years ago that Israel's Supreme Court made the law crystal clear.
Human shielding is an absolute no-no. Endangering civilians deliberately is absolutely prohibited.
But the reality on the ground is still very different. Yehuda Shaul spent his army years in the Palestinian territories. He knew the Supreme Court's ruling, but watched his sergeant ignore it. So did he and the soldiers serving under him.
So what we did is we just bumped into a house, nearby house. We grabbed one of the kids. We took him with us, put him in the front of the patrol. You just walk your patrol in the village with your kid, and then no one throws stones.
150 complaints were filed about the way soldiers behaved in the Gaza war 2 years ago, but only 47 criminal investigations were ever carried out. Most of them have since been closed.
I think that to ask a combat soldier that served in the occupied territories where they use Palestinians as human shield is like to ask you to drink coffee in the morning.
But Israeli lawyers say convicting the 2 soldiers is to the IDF's credit.
There are always soldiers who step out of line. That's part and parcel, unfortunately, of running a military operation. To say that as a general phenomenon, IDF soldiers use human shields, that's absurd.
For Majid's family, they take comfort they're finally getting justice, even if it's only against low-ranking soldiers, and not the commanders they accuse of allowing human shields behind the law's back. Paula Slier, RT, Jerusalem.